So, do you have any things you want to talk about?
Yes. So you heard of the conspiracy theory of the Illuminati, is that correct?
I do believe it is. My printer ran out of ink halfway through.
So, my theory on the Illuminati is that they're a secret society that everyone pretty much knows, but I think there's more to the secret society than everyone thinks. More than just government undercover, just working in the shadows. More like they're working for someone. You know how the entire world has a secret organization?
Hold on. Little puppy. Little puppy just walked on.
Well, these organizations, there's a there's a theory that they're working for someone or something beyond our comprehension.
Now, are you talking about something like Satan?
I would assume so, but there's not 100% proof. Some would say reptilians, some would say the Anunnaki, and some would say even the Antichrist. But like we say, they're just theories. If they're theories, then we can't be known for sure. But there have been sightings of satanic cults in movies, such in Disney. When, in Disney, in Disney, when you realize the logo, when it says Disney, the D looks like a backwards 6. On top of the I, it looks like another 6, but circle eyes. And the Y doesn't even look like a Y, it looks like a 6. So when you put up that together, it says 666. But there's also other things like sexual messages from kids, and I've also seen this many times in movies, especially in Cinderella, when they were showing when the two mice were trying to get the stuff for Cinderella. When you realize they were pulling the tail up, that was actually a message for kids about something else. And when you also look at other things, like in the Great Rescuers, in the background, when you see it pause, you can actually see an inappropriate picture. But I believe many YouTubers and many conspiracy theorists have already figured this out. But they can't figure out why is it put there. It's not like they hired bad people that just wrote all this stuff down. It's all happening at the same time.
I heard a conspiracy theory about how they're trying to, in the young impressionable minds, they're trying to push them towards things that sell. A lot of people say that a lot of the inappropriate things sell. A lot of the things that aren't good for you sell, like alcohol and cigarettes. So I think they're trying to push those onto the younger viewers to help the bigger companies.
Well, that's not just the only theory. I believe that these sexual messages and all this stuff to create younger viewers into these so-called alcohol smokers, even adulterers. I think they're trying to make these kids become these things to turn away from the bigger picture.
Mm. So you're saying they're trying to push Satanism?
Well, in old Saturn history, the cube is what Saturn used to create the Earth, and they're worshiping the cube. And according to the cube, I've also studied Satan rituals. It turns out, if you look at Satan's old scriptures, he talks about a cube, a seed. And you heard in the Bible in Revelation, there's Satan's seed.
Well.
And I am a very good friend with a conspiracy theorist called White Red. That's his YouTube channel. He claims to even talk about this cube in Transformers. They said it's a vessel. A vessel to what though? And then there's this guy named the Fallen. You remember from Satan? He fell from the heavens. When they say the Fallen, they're talking about the fallen brother. And he calls one of the Transformers, Megatron, his disciple. And if you look at the original word for disciple, it's actually a follower of Jesus Christ. So they're actually mocking Jesus by calling this Transformer, and the Fallen is saying he is his disciple, as if he is referring to the Antichrist. But it's like we say, these are theories, but the Illuminati, they're just putting this stuff in front of us, but the question is why? They're putting all this imagery, all this secular stuff for kids, but you're asking yourself, why? And some people say reptilians are out there. Some would say they're aliens. Some would say that they're fallen angels. But they're all theories. We're not 100% sure. So why can't we just have everyone together, like every conspiracy theorist, despise all debates? Why can't we just put all the puzzles together? Everyone's keeping their section of the puzzle, but they're not putting it together. If they did, we would know more.
Well, I think that kids are the future, alright? My mom is a daycare, she knows this. I go to school a lot, all the teachers say this. I think that Disney knows this, and they're saying, hey, if we turn the kids of the future into these Satanists that want to do drugs and alcohol and smoke and do all these bad things, then that would basically put the future more towards Satanism rather than Christianity. And
I've also realized something else. When you were saying that we were trying to lead everyone to Satanism, I think it's supposed to lead people out of religion. But Jesus doesn't have a religion. Christianity is based on what we talk about God. But Jesus doesn't have a religion. The Bible is historical records. That's what the Bible is. Historical records from people in the past, that eyewitness accounts that see Jesus and had his word. But they all have their point of view with it. That's the problem with the Bible. The different point of views. So, if you're saying the Bible is law, the Bible's fake, it's not perfect. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's mistranslated. Maybe the point of views are wrong. Maybe the people in the Bible don't even know about it. And by the way, when you take what they say in the world, so if they're saying it's bad to eat pork, like back then, but today we eat pork, you have to take it in the concept back then.
Yeah.
So if they weren't allowed to eat pork back then, but Jesus forgave all our sins, if we ask for his forgiveness, then we're fine. This is all we have to do to accept Jesus Christ. And to those who don't believe in Christ, just think about it. Think about where you're going in life. Think about how you're going to live your life. And think about every possible way you could live your life. But think about it. Every path you take, there is only one path to truth, and there are a million ways to lies.
it's proven, guys. So, if you like this episode of Conspiracy Corner, then hit a like, subscribe, comment, what should we do next, who else should be on the show, maybe we'll have him again. Alright? Is there anything you'd like to say?
Peace, brothers. And remember, truth is always out there.